Hi, everyone, and welcome to our team call tonight. We have Jen, and I'm so excited for her to be sharing more of her story and kind of her background. And she also just went to the Tony Robbins event, and she's going to be sharing with us. If you're getting on, could you just make sure that you're muting? So I am not able to mute everyone. So if you jump on, please mute yourself. But Jen and I actually met at the last local Super Saturday. She's been a coach for 7 years. She used to train Amy Silverman, and she's a master trainer and just an all-around awesome chick. I loved hearing her story, and I just felt like everyone needs to hear it because I feel like Alexa and I mean, she's been a coach longer than both of us combined. And it's just so cool because I think that a lot of times we talk about how those in this business who are the ones that quit are the ones that fail and don't succeed in this business. It's not the ones who stick around and are coaches for years and years. We obviously see that those coaches have success. It doesn't matter how long you've been a coach. What matters is your passion for this, your vision, your mission, and having a never giving up attitude, and clearly not necessarily just being in this business for money, right? Because Jen obviously is going to talk more about her story and kind of what made her want to work her business and things like that. So I'm just going to hand it over to you, Jen, and you can take it away. And yeah.
Yay, thank you, Emma. I'm so excited to be on your guys' team call. So hello, everybody. My name is Jen Ernsberger, and I am living in Glendale, California, so Southern California, LA area. But I am originally from like Tacoma, Washington, grew up in Portland. So I'm from the Pacific Northwest, but now I live in my dream location, even though it rained here yesterday or today. But I'm super excited to share my story with you, and hopefully there will be some things that resonate with you, or maybe people that are in your teams, or people that you know. Like if you just, I'm really big on success partners and just having more people in your circle that are on the same mission as you. And I'm super fired up because I just came back from Tony Robbins. So I'm going to try to share my enthusiasm as best as I can. So yeah, I'll take you through a little bit about my journey. So before I found Beachbody, I had been a fitness instructor. So to take you even further back, before I was a fitness instructor, I was just someone, I started fitness because me and my family, we were going to go to Korea, and we wanted to lose some weight before we went on our vacation. And so I ended up going to the gym, finding Turbo Kick at like age 15. And so I caught it early. So I was never a sports girl, never was into, was never the popular kid. I was in fact very shy and depressed, and I was chubby, and I didn't like people, and I was super negative. And so by finding fitness, when the fitness bug bit me, it was so out of character for me to go to classes like this and change my schedule and just be totally immersed in it. But just, when you start to take care of yourself and you start to feel happier, even though I was still suffering from depression, it wasn't as intense as it had been when I had inactivity, right? When I just sulked in myself and just kept the negativity coming and coming and coming, especially because when you're 15, come on now. So it's like, you think the world is that moment right then and there. And so by finding fitness, I kind of blossomed into this person that I wasn't planning on becoming. I literally wasn't planning on living past 20, but finding fitness was just such a gift for me. It really saved my life. Chalene Johnson, she is the woman. I just completely love Turbo, all things Chalene Johnson. And so through that journey, once something saves your life, right? Like when something changes your life, you have to pay it forward. When it's like almost like in our deepest, darkest moments, when we find that light and then it becomes something that shines within us, it's like you have to pay it forward. So I know the holidays are a big time for people wanting to like pay it forward and like help feed people and volunteer and sponsor a family because maybe of things they had gone through in their life. And so the same thing is with my fitness. And the same thing I know is true for any of you that are watching this is that you're a coach for a reason. You weren't like, oh yeah, I think I'll be a coach. There was something in you. This is a huge commitment. So I want you to celebrate yourself as you're listening to my story, because it's so amazing that we can take something that changes our lives and pay it forward. So I decided to become a fitness instructor, which was completely the opposite of my personality. I called it putting on my Britney Spears headset, and I just got to be someone else. Those people didn't know me outside of my class, so I could just be whoever I wanted to be. And so finding that transformation, I taught for a couple years, knew I wanted to become a presenter for Chalene Johnson and certify people to teach these classes. Well, around that time, I had found Chalene Extreme, because I was such a Chalene groupie that I found that she had made another workout and started that program. Oh my God, bootlegged, don't worry, I bought the program eventually, because I was like, I can't just be stealing this. But I remember having, talk about being resourceful. I had 1 10-pound weight and 2 5-pound weights, and I just made it happen, right? I was unemployed. I had lost this was early 2009. So that was after 2008, the big collapse. And so I had gotten laid off, and I was teaching classes and trying to take care of myself, and was just kind of in a weird place in my life. And I did that program, and I got abs. For the first time in my life. I had constantly been in this yo-yo pattern. I was a binge eater. So I was never big into drugs or alcohol, but I ate my feelings, basically. And so even though I was teaching classes and working out and doing all these things behind closed doors, I'm sitting there eating 2 boxes of cereal, the Costco bag of pot stickers, those sugar cookies that you can get in those platters. That was the party platter, but then I just eat it in one night. And I can laugh about it now, but for those of you that know what I'm talking about, that shit doesn't even taste good. It doesn't even taste good. You're just, it's such a numbing effect, And so I was going through all of that, and by doing this program, all of a sudden it was just yes, I had stripped myself of this these invisible shackles I had with my own self-worth and my standards for my life. And even though I was doing all these great things, I still didn't think I deserved greatness. And by doing this at-home program, it completely, we could joke and be like, abs, I have abs, but you know what I'm talking about, with this weight you don't think could ever get off of you. I thought I was just doomed to look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, where I was just I was just soft, I was I was just so soft. And then now I saw cuts in my body, and so I couldn't help it. I joked about this at Super Saturday. It was you couldn't pay me enough money to keep a shirt on my body. I was no way. Any workouts I did, I was sports bra. It didn't even matter. So, of course, this was, it was 2009 and Facebook. So people still weren't really using Facebook that much, but I had documented my journey on there, and my coach had seen me. And my coach actually was the person that was mentoring me to become a fitness presenter. So she's currently in the Seattle area, Bridget. She still certifies people to be fitness instructors. And so she just sent this really quick message to me on one of my photos. And it just said, "Hey, Jen, you look really great. Are you ready to become a coach now?" That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Before that, I remember I had, because I used to stalk other fitness presenters. And so I went to opportunity meetings, incognito, go on their webinars and watch it and be oh, okay. I had even ordered Shakeology. Exactly. You just have to be bold enough to just say it, right? Because that's people just need permission. They need permission to dream bigger sometimes. And she really gave that to me. And something I was already kind of thinking about, but I was I don't even know. I don't know. And so once she asked me, I was just yes, I'll do it. I'll do it. I bought the Showcase show pack. Being unemployed, so that was I think it was $200 at the time, and it was Turbo Jam and P90X and Hip Hop Abs and Yoga Booty Ballet. It was back in the day, and I was just so excited. And I literally, I started drinking Shakeology, and it just melted off even more. And for those of you, when you first drink Shakeology, right, do you remember, it keep you full for hours. You'd be oh my, this is the magic elixir. It was just incredible. Those first 7 days when you first drink Shakeology, you will never get that back. So anybody that's a new coach or you're helping someone for the first time, like really make them like focus on those first 7 days. Because when you talk about, oh, I've been drinking Shakeology for 7 years, people are like, right? But when you're like, oh my gosh, in 7 days, I've lost like 3 pounds, people are like, yes, I want it too. So I started off really strong. This was back when there were no resources. So there was nothing, right? You were just like, here, drink Shakeology. Here, buy Turbo Jam. Here, do this. And that was pretty much it. There were no challenge groups. There was no like really big upline support. There were no trainings. There was nothing. And so I did pretty well initially, you know, because I was a walking billboard. And so I signed a few coaches underneath me, and it was all good. But then it was like, okay, I have coaches. What do we do now? Like, right? You just like didn't know. You're like, okay, I'm just signing coaches. And so pretty soon it was a deck of cards, right? And it just all fell down. And you know, I didn't really know what to do with the opportunity. So I just continued to teach classes, became a fitness presenter, and just kind of put it on the back burner. There were times that I came back to it, like on my YouTube, for God knows whatever reason, I decided to film myself while I worked out. I don't know why I did that. But I had gotten a job and then got unemployed again. And every time I had been unemployed or without a job, this Beachbody always came back up in my head. So I was like, I can coach. And so I'd be busy like making YouTube videos and social media posts, but like never really like going out and inviting people, just hoping they would come to me. Which is lesson number 1. Don't wait for them to come to you. They won't come to you. I mean, it's like very few and far between that they come to you. You're going to have to put yourself out there and put some skin in the game. And then the universe conspires for people to kind of like that energy flows out, and then people come to you when you're like, oh my gosh, I've been inviting. And then like this person came up out of the blue. So from 2009 to about 2014, so 5 years, I kind of did nothing. I had those sprints, and I'm speaking your language right now, where you're like, I'm going to do this. And you tell like maybe your upline, I'm going to do this. Or you tell like the other people, I'm going to coach finally. And like, you're like, okay, make a social media post and make a cool cover photo. And you do all like the on the surface shit, right? You're like, okay, like I'm being intentional. The secret, if I just think it, yes, it's going to happen. And then you're like, nothing happens because you're not doing the ugly, like dirty, unsexy stuff, right? Like you're not doing any of the stuff that people don't want to do. So then nothing happens. And that's what kept happening to me. Or I'd talk to people and wouldn't know the process I was supposed to be following. So when they would ask me a price, I'd be like, oh, well, it's only $140 and it's on sale this month. And you get this, this, and this, and this. And then, you know, it's really great value. And then these are the Shakeology flavors. And then like, let me know, I could send you my link. Actually, here's my link. Why don't you just click this link and let me know when you fill it out, and I'll make sure everything went okay. And people were just like, nah, I'm cool. Or like people would order it and they would order it like not through me. You know, all those things that you get caught up in, right? Where you're like, they ordered it off the website for the payment plan. They went on Amazon. They went on Craigslist, right? And so I just kept having that happen. And so when you're not intentional and you're not focused and it's so easy to be like, I want this. And then just say it, and then be like, you do just like half-ass stuff, and then you're like, oh, okay, whatever, and then you get busy with life, because life will always come back. Your job, your priorities, those of you that have children, those of you that, you know, have, you know, other extracurricular activity, like that stuff will consume you, and it'll pull you back in every single time. There'll be a life event, stuff will always happen. And so I just let things happen to me. And I remember distinctly being like, okay, I just, you know, like it's never really going to happen for me. Like when people would ask me about coaching, I'd be like, you know, like just rationalize and soften why I wasn't going for it. Oh, it's not for me. You know, oh, I have a really good job right now, you guys. I'm like a payroll administrator. I got one of them big girl jobs, right? And so, you know, you kind of like, you know, for me, that's what we do, right? To not feel pain, we just kind of push it off to the side. And so it wasn't until 2014, I took another vacation. This is normally what happens after you take a vacation, right? You take a vacation, you go, no, I don't want to go back to work. Don't make me go back. I don't want to go back. Right? And you're like, gosh, if I could just have another day off, another week off, and so I was having that moment when you're coming back from vacation and you don't want to go back. And it was, after I'd went to Southern California, and I was about to have a PIO training where Emma mentioned it, but I trained Amy Silverman in both Turbo and in PIO. So I trained Amy Silverman in 2012, and then I trained her in 2014, which if you follow or you kind of know of Amy, she was really she was maybe like a 1-star or 2-star in 2012, when Elite was you could just Elite used to be so easy. Everyone could be elite. We could be elite right now. Some of you are elite, whatever. Get out of here. So I met her in 2012, and then in 2014, she's top 10, right? And so there's that nervous energy where, when you shove shit down into your deep down place where you're like, I don't really care about it. It's not a big deal. It's not for me. Whatever. And you just distract yourself with life. That stuff started coming up like it's coming back up, and it's like, oh no, I'm about to train a top 10 person, and she's going to judge me, and she's going to think that I'm, what am I doing with my life? And why is this woman making 10 times the amount that I'm making? And I just had all these anxieties. And then I had that oh shit moment. So I was driving to work one day and, just thinking and just being like, oh no, am I going to do this? Is this all there is? Am I just going to drive to maybe not this place for 40 years, but am I going to do this grind for the next 40, 50 years? Am I going to have to ask permission to take time off if I want to go on another vacation, if something happens to my parents, if something happens to my family, my husband's family, to my husband, to me? What if I have a baby? I don't want kids. What if I want kids? All this stuff just started coming out of left field, and I'm just like, oh no. So it had all this bubbling, and it just hit this crescendo. It hit this breaking point where I was just when I went to that training and I talked to Amy, and when you talk to top coaches or people that are really invested in this opportunity, you just get inspired. It's not that they motivate you, it's that they make you realize, oh my God, other people can do this. Because up until that point, I thought you had to be like Janelle Summers or Christine Dwyer or Lindsay Matway. I thought you had to have perfect teeth and blonde hair and no acne and perfect ass and no problems and right? I just thought you had to be this perfect person that I was deep down inside, I was I'm not this person. If people knew the real me, if they knew all the shit I went through or the crazy thoughts I had or the struggles I went through, they're no, they will no. And so meeting Amy Silverman made me realize, even though her story is not my story, to see someone that doesn't have that beautiful background where you think everyone is supposed to have certain circumstances, it just gave me that belief. And so I remember on that car ride home, I was yelling at my husband. When you get all motivated and you start yelling to somebody, you're like, listen, it's changing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to do this Beachbody coaching, and I'm going to help. I'm going to change the world. We're going to end obesity. I'm going to save your life. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Right? And you're just on fire, right? Which is normally what happens when you first sign up. And you're like, yes. And so from that point, so that was April 2014. It is now November 2016. I shit you not. The ride from that point to now has not been do, right? Which you think it's going to be. You're once you're it's so for some of us, it's the first time we've dared to dream. And so we have this idea that success is once you're open to it, then it's just an elevator straight up. Little do we know, it's no, the elevator's broken. You've got to take the stairs. And oh, by the way, there's a couple floors that are you can't go up those stairs. You're actually going to have to go through the floor and go to another set of stairs. And then, oh wait, those are broken. So you're going to have to go back to the first set of stairs, and then you get to climb. It's just this crazy road where it's you're what am I doing? 1 minute you're on top of the world, the next minute you're I'm quitting coaching, I hate this thing. People suck. People tell you, yes, I want to join your challenge group, yes, I want to build my team, and then they quit 2 minutes later. It is just unbelievable. And so the biggest thing that has kept me going is just having I'm drooling, you guys. I'm like so excited. This is how much I love, because, and it's so awesome to be able to share this with you, because I just got back from Tony Robbins, and he was talking about like mastery. When you're a master and you're reaching for a goal and you're being intentional and you know your outcome and you know why you're doing it and you take massive action and you look at it, you change your Thank you for letting me drool. When you change your approach, right, you have to see if it's working or not, okay? So the easiest way in this business to realize, oh, is this working or not? Are you hitting Success Club? If you're not, then what you're doing is not working, right? It's not being a salesperson. It's like 3 people. 3 people. Think of it that way. Have that tone. This vocal inflection I have, 3 people. Like, come on, girl, 3 people? Are you kidding me? Like, that's nothing. If you say you want to help people, if you say you want to pay it forward, if you want to change your life, if you want to change your family's life, if you are committed to not being mediocre, and you are like excellent, you're more than excellent, you're outstanding, then you have to look at that. And if you're not hitting Success Club, don't beat yourself up. Here's the thing about achievers that I've learned. And I'm sure all of you better raise your freaking hand if this is true. Do you beat yourself up? If you're an achiever, do you beat yourself up? We are like in they called it the self-beaters club. So because when you achieve, when you're committed to excellence, right, to living an outstanding life, not just a good life, because good is not good in 2016. Good means you get fired, your kids end up in jail. Like, it's not good is not good enough anymore. Even excellent isn't even good, right? Excellent gives you okay results, right? But you have to be outstanding. To be outstanding, it's just a 2 millimeter difference. And this is why people don't hit Success Club. This is why people don't go up in rank. This is why people will quit, right? Or people will spin around in the same circle doing the same things over and over and over again and being like, this doesn't work. This is salesy. Like, it's so ridiculous, right? Oh, Amanda, it's you. Sorry. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is your downline. Anyways, sorry, I was really excited. Me and Amanda, we go in. Anyways, so sorry, Amanda totally distracted me. But what I was trying to say is that, the success formula that Tony Robbins teaches is that, you have to change your approach, right? But it all starts with knowing your outcome, okay? So why are you, what do you want out of this? What do you want out of this? If you're super vague, like if you're just like, I just want to help people. Someone liked your photo, get out of here, right? Someone said you look good, get out of here. Someone said that you inspired them to walk around the block, get out of here, right? But if you really truly want to make an impact, the way that you put skin in the game, right? The way you invested $140, if not more, the way you continue on your Shakeology and you continue on your journey, like putting that skin in the game is so powerful, right? Because when things come to you for free, when you don't have to work for it, it doesn't hold the same value, right? So you can do free groups to earn that trust and that credibility, but if you're not helping people get started on a challenge pack, you're not fulfilling your deepest desire to contribute. That's like your human need, is to contribute and to give back and to connect and love. And so for me, this journey has just been so incredible to understand that, it doesn't, we're all gonna have plateaus in this business. That being all in for those last 2.5 years, you're gonna go through a plateau if you're not already in one. Now, this is the difference between people that are dabblers. So dabblers hit a plateau, and those are the people you see quit. Those are you see the people on your team page that don't participate anymore. Those are the people that don't return your messages. So when things get tough, they're like, oh, this sucks, whatever. And they're like, on to the next thing, right? And then they'll come back and be like, yeah. And then they're like, oh, this sucks again, I'm out. Now, someone that is a stress achiever goes, yeah, I'm doing this. And then they hit their plateau. They're not going to quit. They're not leaving, but then they just go psycho cuckoo crazy. So they're like, they stress themselves out. They don't get any sleep. They're like talking to your mom and everybody else. And let's like, I'm not just going to invite 5 people. I'm going to invite 100 people. I'm going for no. I don't care. You're like talking to people on the street. You're like freaking out, like stressing yourself out. It is like the 30th and you're like Success Club 4. You're trying to get that last point. You're freaking out, right? And so, and then eventually through that craziness, you break through. And so you start associating like, oh, I just have to freak out and get really stressed out, and then I can hit my goals, right? And so they eventually break through, but then they hit another plateau, and then they freak out and stress out and do all these crazy things, and then they break through again, which has been me for the last 2.5 years. Like, I haven't quit, but I've definitely not hit Success Club some months. I've definitely like, yeah, I mean, I did want to quit at certain times. You pray in the shower crying, like, should I still do this? And it's like, and then, it happens. But, it's totally normal. That's the one thing I want to say, is that it's totally normal to feel like you want to quit. It's totally normal to be tired of people. It's totally normal to feel like you've talked to everyone and everyone is just like, yeah, okay, on payday, or they ignore your messages or whatever. That is completely normal. And to understand and know, and a master knows the road ahead. They expect it. So when you know that's going to happen, then all you have to do is do a 2 millimeter adjustment. And I know Emma is going to be like, yeah, because the 2 millimeter adjustment, most of the time, you guys, do you know what I'm going to say? It's personal development. it's personal development, right? It's reading something. It's like putting your skin in the game. Like, if you're a high achiever, like let's say you are hitting Success Club and you are doing all of the things, it's like going to a seminar. Right? It's like, it's taking it to the next level. It's going to Summit. It's like going to a Super Saturday. Maybe you've never been to a Super Saturday, but doing something a little bit outside your comfort zone, like getting mentored by your upline or maybe somebody else, but like it's a very small thing. And here's the thing, is that when you make that 2 millimeter adjustment, just know this, just like anything, just like when Tiger Woods switched his swing because he wanted to be better. He wanted to be outstanding. He didn't just want to be excellent. He wanted to be outstanding. He wanted to be the #1 golfer in the world. He changed his swing in the height of his career, and it dipped down, right? He wasn't proficient. He wasn't good at it. The same thing is with us. So when you change your approach and you just change a couple different things, it's gonna kind of not be good, right? So it's gonna kind of suck for a little bit, but then you will break through. So just know that it will happen if you're willing to stick with it. And if you're really willing to open yourself up for growth and be really connected to your why and your outcome for this. Like, there is no dream that it's too big for this. So Emma said something. But just 10 more minutes. So the thing with this, to hopefully inspire you. So for me not giving up, which, holy crap, you guys, I can't tell you how crazy of a journey this has been for me. I mean, just really tough, right? Really tough. I mean, I did the thing where most people want to be like, I want to be full-time. And as soon as I went full-time, my life went to absolute shitty shit. And I was making like $100 a week. Like, oh my God, it was bad. It was really bad. Like, this time last year was like my lowest point of my life. But through this last year and through this journey and through coaching and not changing and not giving up and recommitting to my outcome and my why, I have been able to live this beautiful life where I have never felt more at peace with myself, more connected to myself, and in turn not take people so personally, not hate myself so much. Even though I felt like I was like really positive, I still had a lot of self-limiting beliefs that I carried with myself that transcended into everything else I did, right? Not allowing love, my views on money, my views on like relationships, like that obviously, pushes into the aspect of our business. And so now, I mean, I'll just share with you guys. I don't have to do the freaking income statement with you guys because we're on a Zoom call. But I had like my biggest paycheck like 2 weeks ago, it was $1,500 fucking dollars. Sorry for using the F word, but like, oh my God, like, like all the stuff you hear where you're like, no, like you just write it on a board. You're like, oh yeah, I'd like to make that. Like, it just feels like a far away pie in the sky dream. It is completely possible. 110% possible if you're just willing to dream, you know, and not just dream, but like take massive action and make that 2 millimeter adjustment. But I think for most people, it's just getting committed and like sitting with yourself. Get away from people. Don't ask people what you need to do with your life. You know, in your heart, in your soul, in your being, what you are meant for and what you've been put on this earth to do. And Beachbody can be a vehicle for that. You know, I can't tell you what I'm going to do in the next 20 years, but I know that right now, at this point in my life, and you know, in this season, Beachbody is the vehicle that can take me to my greater purpose. And so if you feel that in your heart, definitely, you know, take some time to look into it. So anyways, does anybody have any question? Any questions, any resources, anything?
Oh my God, that was amazing. I just like over here like, yes. Like the whole time I'm like looking at Alexa and I'm just like, like, no, like everything you said is great. Does anyone have any questions for her? Like, you guys, we have like probably like 7 minutes left. But yeah, I mean, you just inspire the heck out of me, and the fact that you just continue to go and continue to take massive action. And when you're talking about the different stages, like I can totally relate. Like there's like, I mean, at Super Saturday, when I said there'd been months where I wasn't hitting Success Club, it's not that I think maybe I was helping 1 or 2 people, but it wasn't 3. And I was totally like at that stress point. But now it's like, no, like you got to figure out what's not working, switch it, you know. And Alexa and I are success partners, so I'm totally on the whole success partner game. And even like mastermind groups, you know, I think mastermind groups are awesome just to have more heads than one to keep accountable and to have those goals out there, right? So you're not just sitting there looking at your goal board, but you can talk to people. Because I actually heard like, I think it's like there's like some statistic, like if you tell more people about your goals, you're like 3 or 4 or 5 times more likely to hit them or something like that. I don't know. I just remember reading something.
For sure. I was gonna, there was this thing, oh gosh, do you have notebooks like this where you just like write every single thought in your mind on them? There was something about the power of our peer groups, and let's see if I wrote it down. Because proximity is totally power. And did I write it down? It was so beautiful. I don't want to mess it up, but maybe I'll just give it my best go. But basically, your peer group, the people you surround yourself, is a direct reflection of the standards you hold for your life.
Yeah, and basically, the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah. And it's really true. And if you think of it like this, if you're a kid and you go and play on the varsity team and you're a freshman, guess what? You're gonna have to rise to the occasion. So sometimes we get so caught up in being like, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look like the one that's not hitting Success Club, or I'm the one that, you know, I can't sign a coach and I said I was going to sign 10. You know, when you're playing with people playing at a higher level, you're going to have to rise to the occasion, because you're going to want to avoid those feelings of pain and being not enough, you know, because those are the 2 biggest things that we learned, that, you know, everyone, it's universal. We all fear that we're not enough and that we won't be loved. And so when you see people retreat or lean in, it's because they're trying to either run away from that or lean into it. One of the 2.
I love that. Yeah. Does anyone have questions? Like anything, like what it was like to train Amy Silverman, like be a presenter with Shalene. Like I have no. Tell him what you said at Super Saturday too about how you went to Shalene's class or whatever. Oh, Alexa.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I know. I was on that vacation and I went to go take her PIO class when she was teaching at 5:30 a.m. And so it's just me and her, and I'm in the room with just her. And she goes, "Hey Jen, how are you?" Da, 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 da. And then she goes, "So how's your business?" And there was that pause, and I was just like, lie. And I was like, "Oh, it's there. It's just not that important to me. I got like a real job." So I told Shalene Johnson that I had a real job. And so funny, right?
I love that. I was like, yes. Biggest piece of advice. Can you read the chat? Biggest piece of advice after doing this for 7 years that you would give to a new coach?
Lean into the community. I mean, really, like no matter what, like participate. Reach out to your upline, like be in the groups, like connect with other coaches on your team, and then all that other stuff of your why and the process and the inviting and blah, 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 all that will fall into place if you want to be a part of the community, because that's just like the culture that's going to be there. So that would be my biggest piece of advice.
Love that. Awesome.
Alexa.
That's great. I love it. I didn't realize you were in California either. For some reason, I thought that you were still here.
No.
I'm kind of sad. I was like, man, I was hoping we could hang out or something. But
is it this one?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that way.
Hi.
Okay, well, if there's no more questions, maybe we should take a picture. I don't know if Alexa can or if you can, Jen. My iPad won't let me take a picture of everyone in the whole, like, okay. I only see, like, all the faces down here. I keep having to scroll.
Smile.
Okay.
Okay. I
Sweet.
took a screenshot.
Oh, wait, am I even in the picture? Can you redo that? Because I think my head's cut off.
Okay, really quick. 1, 2, 3. Look like you're happy. Okay.
Because we are.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. Be authentic, and this is for you. It'll make it a lot easier. It'll make it just more fun. Yeah, totally. I love it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night to be here with us. I know that we're all busy, and